balancing the cruise amongst destiny's throes. Which is the right path that I value more? My tinkerer's tools or my magical form? In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Tracker of wolffolk, cursed with a plight, to embrace the darkness or chase the moonlight. Loyalty binds me to all I hold dear. Eager to help, I'll embrace every fear. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Bound to ceramic, a ghost of what was. I yearn for the path to break free from my curse. Brave in the face of all my hidden strife. Forward I journey to seek a new life. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Trained to be loyal to colony's call, yet torn by desire to be something more. Only in combat these bonds we renew. Together we journey steadfast and true. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown.
Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of Silver Shadow's Trail of Echoes. So, today's game is pretty much caught up to date as far as all of the other games. They've all happened. No wait, we did say that yesterday's game is happening at the same time as today's game. Okay, so everybody that was in yesterday's game, you guys are still out of town on your way back probably as this happens. But we know that we have a leak. Peanut knows this, and he has made it abundantly clear that we have to be careful over the comms because somebody is definitely listening in. So he has asked Catori to put together a hit squad to find, and he suspects otters from Channel 6. So, and Peanut is not in today's game because before today's game happened, Peanut is just like, find them, I'm gonna look the other way. So, think of this as almost like X-Force to X-Men situation. Like, they have permission to do whatever they want, as long as it's not, you know, in the open. But other than that, we'll just get right into the game. Oh, we lowered the rarity of the beach episode game by a significant amount because we want to get those cards out. And also there is a silver thimble. The silver thimble gotcha is out to be gotten as well. There we go. I think I'm good. The screen's not changing. Huzzah! So, we've got Arthur, played by Will.
Hello.
Senior Officer Catori, played by Kira.
What's the point in having power if you don't abuse it just a little?
Just a little. We got Officer Nichol Trafford, played by Professor Winter.
For the record, officially, Nichol is currently still on vacation, currently fishing.
For the record. And we got Vidra, played by Fee.
Hello.
Alright, everybody. You have been given your mission that somewhere around the silver thimble there are whispers of a group of otters that and they've been seen around, you know, like looking around, taking pictures, and we have seen graffiti around the town, anti-Lockstitch graffiti. Leo has reported some of that to everybody.
I will have it known that I had nothing to do with it, and I don't even like those people.
Don't worry, Vidra. Nobody thinks you're doing it.
Good. 'Cause I'm not.
I'm going to see if I can send a surreptitious message out to my old flame, Isolde, the zombie sneak thief, because I figure she might be a useful contact to help us get some intel on what's going on here. You need me to roll that?
Oh no, I don't think that's a Actually, give me a roll so I can know how much information she has.
Yeah, that'll work. 1d20?
Yeah, 1d20 is fine.
You got it.
So close.
Well,
Isolde, not very familiar with the people in this town, but so you know what? I don't think that too is how much information she has. It's just when she's available. So I think you hear in the background over like on the old rotary phone situation, but she has like an 80s cell phone, and you just hear like casino noises going off, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm so busy right now, Arthur. I'm so busy. I'm just swamped with work. It's just like I found a straight-laced job right now." And then she's like, "Yes!" As you hear like a jackpot going off, and she's, I'll call you. Like,
Peter's just gonna like kind of tug on Arthur's jacket and just go, I always kind of figured that, she was a little more flaky than you might think.
oh, I mean, granted, there is a certain amount of flaking to be expected with all that dry skin and everything. And it sounds like she's probably busy Ocean's 11ing a casino, so we'll let her do her thing.
in case you don't know a lot about Silver Thimble, let me just put this on the map here. Down here is Bobbert's Casino and Spa. Bobbert's Casino and Spa is run by the Flamingo and also council member Bobbert. He's a great guy, upstanding guy. Once tried to buy all of Silver Thimble and sell it as well.
Okay. Well, he can't be that upstanding. Anyway, so I'm just gonna. So that what we're gonna need is. So first we got to figure out where they're operating from. And then from there we need to figure out how to get inside. And then I kind of feel like you guys tell me if this is crazy or not. I kind of feel like the thing to do is people are using them to get information. Let's poison the well. Let's start feeding. Let's feed them. Let's see if we can feed them some. See if we can start putting out certain rumors to different people and see which rumors get back, and then that can help us track down our leak.
I
Ooh,
like
sounds like a classic plan. I like it.
All right. So, so what we'll need to do is let's first set up, like, let's each of us have a distinct story that we are going to put out into the ether, and then let's follow the threads, see what comes out. So, let's just go around. Vidra, what story do you want to put out there?
I am going to put out that for the right price, they can have me kind of take photos and you know, be kind of an agent for them.
Okay.
That I can be bought, and I can't.
All right, so Vidra's services are available to them for a price. Okay. And then, Nichol, what about you?
Well, it's always easy. One of their major pilots is having an attack of conscience and wants to spill the beans on all the horrible stuff he's had to deal with.
All right. So basically, someone wants to go all WikiLeaks. And a pilot for Lockstitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not sure if they'll assume it's me, but it's a pretty short list.
Okay, that works. Cool. All right. And Catori, how about you?
I'm thinking I'm going to go the same direction that Vidra went and just say, if you need somebody dealt with for a price, Catori is your girl.
All right. So you're taking hits.
I'll accept many contracts.
All
What
right.
about you, Arthur?
So I'm going to work two angles on this one. Two angles. So I am going to start talking about a... All right. I'm going to talk about a story about Bobbert, the casino owner. Is trying to cover up the fact that his vaults are empty. And he can't cover bets.
Good one.
Oh man, Bob is gonna be so mad about this.
Oh, I'm sure. But again, it's not that these are true. It's who latches onto these stories and spreads them around, and that will help us find our leak.
Absolutely. Flamingo always pays his debts.
Right. All right. So how do we do this? Do we find like a populated spot and then kind of just spread out and talk amongst some of the known folks around town?
So, just a heads up for you guys, I have tons of maps. So you guys can basically go wherever you want to. Like, the leak does appear to be in the academy, and, like, in Lockstitch particularly. You guys do have access to the communications room. You can walk around the halls of Lockstitch. You can also just walk all around Silver Thimble. Like, wherever you guys want to go. I'm perfectly good.
I think we should focus first on Lockstitch Academy and then work our way out. What do you guys think?
Agreed.
All right. So let's start. Why don't we pick various places in the academy and then go from there?
Yeah, for sure. So, as you enter the academy, and like it's not just this one room. You can go anywhere you want really, but like there are many cadets might be strong, but yeah, basically cadets like that want to join up with the Lockstitch. This is of Pain and this is of Secrets. They are the two Ionians that have joined up with the crew, and they are just running around with like notes and like notebooks. It's very high school, like not high school, like college energy.
Hmm.
And
Is there like a librarian?
Do we have yeah, we do have a librarian. It's Isaac, but is he? No, Isaac's not here because our librarian is currently in mortal peril as he is bleeding out.
Oh.
Oh.
Like he's in tier lower. Don't worry. He got eaten by a snake. He had a bunch of corruption happening to him.
Oh no.
I'm sure he's going to be fine, but our senior officer Akana is on her way down to save him right now.
So
it went rough for him.
All right. It seems like this would be a good place to talk about archival and media manipulation services. So, Vidra, you're up.
All right. So, I think, at least for me, like, if we're all going to stay in a group, it would be something where, like, maybe I talk a little bit louder about, you know, that news channel that is, you know, like it leaves a horrible taste in my mouth, but I just kind of talk it up and say, you know, I'd really like to be a reporter for them.
What exactly was their name?
News Channel 6.
News Channel 6.
Okay.
And, you know, I just talk as though I'm red-pilled, but loud enough for the students nearby to hear.
Oh, absolutely. Give me a 20-sider.
All right.
18 for sure. So, this cat that Nichol and Catori, you guys have been at the academy the longest. You do not recognize this cat person. And with an 18, and I think immediately, Arthur, you realize that that's not a cat person. That's a small person wearing a cat person costume.
So Hello Kitty situation here.
Very mascot style. But like, we're in the Silver Thimble. We don't judge people based on what they wear. So like if they want to come to like everywhere they go dressed in a full fursuit, that's absolutely fine.
It seems very warm.
And like, they come up to you and they're just like, "Oh, another." It's like, I didn't think a lot of people around here liked News Channel 6. I think sometimes they've got some good points.
I'm just going to ask, like, so, like, what? Like, what is your favorite point that they've made?
And it's just like, they look back and forth, and they reach into the neck of the costume, and like you see some blue fur poking out underneath, and like they pull out a piece of paper, and they hand you a flyer. I'm gonna make the flyer really big so we can see it. I like that the card purchase is like right in the way of it right now.
There we go. Sorta.
Haha, too bad. And it's just like, so I of course would love to be a member of Lockstitch, but I hear they're up to some, like they're pretty dangerous out there. And the note says, K's tempest more than weather whims, beware the storm that walks and talks. It's like, and like this is clearly propaganda.
Mm-hmm. I am doing my best to not react with disdain.
It's just like keep it to yourself. It's like we have a little group that we meet once in a while. Can you be trusted? And then she sees Catori, like, oh wait, no, this is a he. He sees Catori and he's just like, I just like, hi there, senior officer. I can't wait till I'm part of the Mysticians.
I'm gonna quickly break away from my actual group and just kind of like lock arms with this, faux cat person, and just be, try to bring my normal enthusiasm to like, hey, can you talk about this a little bit more and explain, what this all means?
Yep, I'm actually also going to follow up on that little cue by going, sorry, Officer Catori, I need your help with something for a moment. Yep, have a couple of issues here. If you could give me a second?
Catori will definitely go along to help out.
When we're actually away from the group, I'm going to use my camera and like having scrolled to something that sounds incriminating but isn't, that I can show the cat person. What is your name, by the way?
It's like their name tag says, "Hi, I'm Sally Mae." No, wait, no, I'm Mary Sue. Sorry. But it's just like, if I can trust you, my name is Reagent, and they pop up their mask a little bit. This is what they look like underneath.
All right. I had a feeling.
Like, it's like good to see another otter here. It's just like I was a little worried. I heard that you might have joined up with Ether and their lovey-dovey pact with these people. They're the worst. Here, it's like they hand you a null pill and like, don't worry. If you couldn't take yours today, I've got it. And like he pops back a null pill underneath, like again, puts his hand underneath his mask to take this pill.
No, I'm good.
Oh, took yours already. Good, smart.
So I'm just going through like, trying to find, quote, trying to find that video that I took that I really want to share with News Channel 6, and keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I've never ever wind up finding it. It's kind of like when you look through your, thousands upon thousands of photos and you took one like 3 months ago and you want to show it to someone.
Absolutely. And while you're scrolling, like this is Of Pain, and Of Pain comes up to Nichol and Catori, and they're like, I don't want to like step on you guys as friends. Like, it's like, hey, I'm Of Pain. Don't know if we've been formally introduced. It's like, I'm from Ione. Nice to meet you.
Nichol Trafford, pleasure.
Heard much about you. And he just like puts his hand out to Catori. Like, he is magical in a way that only people from Ione are. Like, he, in his eye, like, fluctuates still. Like, he can't change shape anymore because he's not in Ione, but his thoughts are literally mirrored in his eyeball. Where, like, you guys see yourselves, but, like, idealized versions of yourselves in his eye. Like, Catori, you're already big and scary. To, like, not like not, bad built buff body or anything like that, but you are large and in charge.
Like Muscle Mommy Extreme.
Yeah, muscle mommy. Like, in his eye, that's what you look like. You were just fucking jacked as shit and slaying dragons.
Aw, yeah. Nice to meet you, friend.
It's truly, truly a pleasure. I don't think that's a real cat person. Like, coming from a person who has been many different things. I spent a couple years as a cat a little while ago. It's fantastic. That's not how they move.
You might be onto something.
I don't want your friend to fall into a bad crowd.
No, that's a good point. We'll have to keep a close eye on things. Thanks for the heads up.
You're quite welcome. It's like, also, I need a little help on this test. When it says liminal plane magic, what does that mean? And why do we keep capitalizing wizard?
No idea about the second one. First one, maybe the best way to describe it is really old lost magic.
Like, pulls out his note, and, like, literally a composite notebook, but like the black and white ones, except for, like, it's rainbow. It's very Lisa Frank colors.
Oh, I love it so much.
And he's just like, excellent, just taking notes. He's just like, now.
And
I've got
wizard is definitely a proper noun, so that's why it's capitalized. Don't worry.
Proper noun. Okay. Could you help me with what the difference between? Because, like, some people say, like, it's like some people say that I am a wizard, and then other people say they are a wizard. Is it an inflection thing? How can I tell which is which? And like during all of that, Arthur, what are you doing?
So I'm kind of skulking. It's kind of what I do. There's probably finding just some spots where I can kind of keep an eye on our Hello Kitty friend, who is canonically actually a person wearing a cat suit and not actually a cat. In fact, all of the characters in Hello Kitty are humans wearing suits. So Karapi is not a frog. Sorry to bust your bubble, guys.
God, everything I learn about Hello Kitty makes me more and more uncomfortable.
You're welcome. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of see where they go, and I want to see if hey Vidra, do you have one of your cool little spy gadgets that you could plant on them like a tracker?
How are you talking to me? Because I'm currently huddled up with them.
This is probably something we would have discussed ahead of time.
I would say, yeah, probably. Let me. Let's see. Yeah, I would probably have gone ahead and done, something like that. I would have, like, slipped it into maybe the back of the cat suit, which is a fun thing to say when you're not talking about, like, a cat suit, but when you're talking about, like, a fur suit.
I mean, he's got terrible peripheral vision on that thing too. So
roll me a 20-sider to get to plant the tracker. Okay. So a tough choice. All right. So the tough choice is you can plant it on them without ever being seen, but they are going to leave this behind. They're going to change out of their suit at some point. Like, which means you're going to have to like stay on top of them while they move. Or
Okay.
the second the other choice is just like you don't like you realize that you're not going to be able to get it on them. No, the second one is you can get it directly on them, but they are going to find it at some point. And if they find it, they are going to assume that it was you.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of dumb, but they're not like really, really dumb.
Ooh.
Why don't you plant it on the? My suggestion.
Plant it on the fursuit.
Yeah, because I'm already in position to clock them and trail them.
I'll plant. I mean, you are the world's greatest detective, so I will go ahead and plant it on the fursuit and not so much on them. But this way, like, there's a little bit of a remove between now and when they're trailed.
Oh, looks like someone just played a 20 for it.
Yeah, it's like I was like because we already went through it, we could refund it, or we can just make that a 20. I'm good either way, but because we were already
I like
talking.
20.
Okay, we'll take the 20. Absolutely.
Taking the 20.
So yeah, you get it right on them, and they're just like, okay. It's just like, I'll talk to you later. Like, meet up with us. Meet up with me at the diving bell. Do you know what of course you know what the diving bell is.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Quickly, like, just kind of making notes.
And like they look around, incredibly not suspiciously, you know what I mean? Like, and then they're just like they're trying to whistle on their way out, like. And just like, as Catori and Nichol are talking to of Pain, he's just like, see?
Yeah, don't worry. We'll be sure to have a talk.
Well, thank you for the notes. I'm sure to get an A on this. I've got a report due like in a couple of weeks. It's for the like see if I can graduate the history lessons. Do you mind if I interview one of you at some point? Like, I need to interview an officer.
Sure.
Oh, senior officer. It's gonna be so good. He's just like, okay, all right. Is there anything I should bring? Like, we can meet at the academy library. Do you need snacks? I've started to learn how to cook. You guys eat out here. It's very strange.
Oh, we do love to eat out here, but don't worry, I always have my own snacks. But thank you for offering.
Excellent. And like, he salutes and runs over to Of Secrets. He's just like, can you believe it? I just scored an interview with Catori. Of Secrets is failing most of his classes right now. Of Secrets is not taking his academics very seriously. But Of Pain takes them very seriously. And in case you're wondering about the naming scheme, all of the people from Ione are of something. Like, that's just how they name themselves, because Harbingers are their fashion statement. So yeah, Vidra, you have a tracker like going on. As he leaves the room. Oh yeah, the Harbinger being my avatar. My avatar is actually the Harbinger of Change.
Mm.
And we know there are a couple more. We know there's a Harbinger of Death. We know there's a Harbinger of Destruction. There's death, destruction, and change are the ones that we know.
I'm gonna go up and just kind of ask Nichol and Catori if they're familiar with the diving bell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell me a little bit about it before I meet up with the little crazy person in the cat suit?
Well, first, it's definitely one of the more relatively upscale places to get a solid drink. Definitely a lot higher class than the Boneyard. There are some booths there, especially a few that can give you a nice place to talk quietly.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Blue does some bartending there last I checked. Great guy.
Is there any way that I can get like a video of some of you talking about like ways to like you being facetiously either available to be bought or something that sounds like a secret that we can show this person so that they'll trust me?
I don't have a problem with that. How about you, Catori?
Yeah, I think it'll work. We should do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, what's that you have there, Vidra?
It's my camera.
No, I mean it looked like you had some sort of a pamphlet or something.
That it's crumpled up in my hand a little bit right now. I just kind of didn't want to acknowledge that exists, and I quickly hand it over to you.
All right, I take a look there. So first I see if there's anyone else around there. Oh, Vidra, is this something you're going to need for the investigation right now?
I don't think so. I think it's probably one of those things that got shared as a like here's kind of where I'm at, and then like if I spread it around too much or too freely, it's probably going to get more notice than it should, and so I should probably have hidden it or not have it public anyway. So
Okay, good to know. I'm going to take a quick look, make sure that none of these students are paying attention or caring or are otherwise away, and then I'm going to freeze that pamphlet solid and violently shatter it on the ground. And then explain, I don't like what that says about my friend.
I don't particularly
that's
like
not
what it
good.
says either.
So as you do that, your magic reacts like that works. I'm not pretending that it doesn't work, but your magic reacts strangely to the ink. Like the ink begins to spread, and upon destruction, you feel a sense of relief when that is not in the room with you anymore. Like there was like a sense of dread in the background that you weren't aware of until like you destroyed it. You know what I mean?
All of us?
All of you. The more magically inclined, like Catori, you were feeling it probably the worst. Like there's
that
a sense
explains-
of relief. Go ahead.
Well, that explains why I didn't like it.
That was wild.
That was weird.
Wonder if there was null metal in that ink.
It worked
That's
though.
a good thing to think about.
And to what end?
So Vidra, your little friend, Reagent, or Mary Sue, whichever one you prefer.
Dude, friend.
you can track them. Man, I love that hat. Anyway. Like, you can track them. They are wandering around town. Like, around the Silver Thimble. They are making some... You can tell that they are making stops in certain locations.
Okay.
But, yeah, so far they are in the Silver Thimble. They are heading a very strange path, but...
And
Go ahead.
can we tell what locations they've stopped at?
Yeah, it... They are, like, going into, like, back alleys.
Arthur, are you planning on trailing them, like, everywhere they go, or are you, like, hoping to trail them to a specific location once they've stopped for a while?
I'm going to see where they go to remove their disguise, and then from there, see who they talk to along the way. And I want to see what happens, like basically who they talk to, and then who is their circle of influence, right? And specifically, who is their circle of influence while they are in the cat suit?
So, based on like a map of the Silver Thimble, the place they spent the longest in is a place called Cottagecore,
Okay.
which is a pharmacy ran by a legal drug dealer named Beef.
Okay. All right. I think that seems like a good place for me to try spreading my rumor. So I'm gonna kind of find my way there. Again, I'm going out of my way to follow from basically a few blocks over, basically just kind of trailing them, from building to building. I get to that, so it looks like it's just a completely coincidental thing. So in the pharmacy, I'm just gonna kind of walk in, and I'm gonna approach the pharmacist, the bud tender, so to speak, and I'm just gonna come out. I'm just looking super bedraggled. I'm looking tired. Just like I've been having a rough time of it all.
I know that look. I know that look anywhere. You are looking for some of Beef's sleep aids.
Yeah, some to help me sleep. I got some for a headache. Man, I am just under a lot of stress. Just So right now we've got our fish dude, pharmacist. Anybody else in the pharmacy?
Right now you see a couple like you know what you do see? Hold on. Do I have them? Like, there is a small... It looks like they might be a cactus, but also a rabbit person wearing a tinfoil hat.
Okay, seems legit.
They are looking back and forth very, like, furtively.
Alright. Cool.
Oh, let me put them on the screen so everybody can see them.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, that is some seriously adorable energy right there, and I'm here for it. It's a little tinfoil cactus bunny. I'm just adorable but suspicious. So
They are looking around they are looking very suspiciously at you and at Beef, by the way.
So I'm like, so Beef, here's the deal. Like, God, like, so Bobbert hired me to try and find, like, and just find the people who cleaned out his vault. Can't cover bets right now. Oh man, it is such a pain.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean Baba can't cover his bets? It's like, guy owes me a lot of money.
Vault's empty, man. I don't know what to tell you. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. But,
Real quick, while this is going on, is Catori, Vidra, and Nichol, like, are they, like, recording the fake scene in the background? Like, in, like, another room? Not here, but you know what I mean? Like,
Somewhere private.
yeah, somewhere private. Is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah, we would have definitely had to change location, or else the
Yeah.
fake cat person would have been suspicious.
Absolutely. We'll do that scene right after this one. I just wanted to know what our next scene was going to be so I could get maps ready.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be like having, visibly poked out from behind a curtain or something, watching them,
Love it.
recording them.
Beef's just like, he better not. It's like, if it gets out that he doesn't have the money to cover the bets, then a lot of people are gonna be upset.
well, you didn't hear it from me. I've said too much. Man, this headache. Oh,
Oh, of course not. Of course, like, oh, headache, you say. Now let's see what I got. I've got. This comes from Haven, the outside of Haven. Like, comes from a very reliable doctor. He says he'll treat any kind of internal damage, as long as just. Is it psychosomatic, you think, or do you think it's like a real problem?
well, I think it's a stress thing, man. Like, I need something to unwind. I'm just so tense. Like, I'm looking over my shoulder everywhere.
Oh, you're tense. You're tense. It's just like I got just the thing. Wink, wink, wink. From the prismatic plains up near and to the south of Sonnery. It's just like he pulls out what looks like green flowers wrapped in wax paper, and he's just like sets it down. It's just like, what you're gonna want to do is either you can eat this raw. I don't recommend it. It gets real gritty. It's like nobody like the grit, and it's like ugh. But you could also, if you have a pipe, you could smoke it or bake it into some cookies. I recommend baking it into some cookies. Slides it across. It's like, it'll take care of you. You'll get right to sleep. It is in fact sticky and icky.
How much I owe you?
It's just like, well, normally I would charge, and like he just says like X coin, and he's just like, but you're looking to do me a favor. And it's just like, if you could find out a little bit more about this little like problem that Bobbert's having with his safe. Was it robbed? Like, and then like, why is it empty? You got any more information about that? And you hear the little rabbit in the background go, "It's you!"
He said what? A
It's
chew?
you!
It's me? Or a chew?
I sneezed. I'm sorry. And then like she like looks back and forth and bumps into a thing, and a couple things fall off the shelves, and like her tinfoil hat falls off, and she like goes ee! And grabs it and snatches it on her head, and then like takes off outside.
Suspicious. And I say, hey, I got a couple theories. Nothing I'm at liberty to disclose yet, but once I've got some more firm answers, I'll circle back to you.
All right. He hands you a business card.
All right, and then I'm gonna start trailing Cactus Bunny.
Or Cactus Bunny.
I know, right? You need anything for that?
Yeah, roll me a 20-sider.
You got it, boss.
You lose her real quick.
She's short.
She's short, and she's like, this is what she does.
All right. Well, at least that, if that story starts getting out on News Channel 6, that gives us an idea of where it came from.
I'm really looking forward to what I've got going on for this next scene here, so give me 1 second. Just Vidra hiding behind the cat. This is a full set, by the way. Like, it's not an actual restaurant. I just like using the sets that I made for like a game that we shot a bunch of commercials a while ago. Professor Winter, are you back? I saw that you had a call.
Yeah, I am back now. Thankfully, I was able to get off the phone rather fast.
Excellent. All right. So, full disclosure, you two, Nichol and Catori, can either make rolls for a convincing, like, video, or you can just act it out. Like the fact that you guys are basically for hire.
Why not both?
Oh, absolutely. You make the roll and then act out how well you think it is.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Right, for sure. Give me those rolls.
Although, you good with that, Catori, or you just want to, just leave
Yeah.
it all the RP out?
No, let's do it.
I love on the stream, Vidra's just like, oh my god, that's the darkest dye I've ever seen.
Yeah, I thought we'd go to white coloring, but
see, I thought
not.
that too. Okay, like with a 7 and a success, with a 7, Nichol, your choice is. Oh, sorry. Let me clear myself. Your choice is. It will be too believable. Like, when other people see this, you're too good at this because we know Nichol's past. Like, we know Nichol's history. Like, you were a member of the Owl Mafia. Like, you did, in fact, sink the sub at one point in time.
Also part of Krieg's Mafia at another point in time.
Exactly, all of that. Like, and the crew's not holding a grudge, but this video that Vidra takes and shares with News Channel 6, they're going to get a hold of it. And it's going to put a layer of distrust for a little while until you prove yourself. And you might prove yourself in this game, so it might not even be a problem. But some of the recruits are going to look at Nichol a little bit distrustworthy at first, for a minute. You know what I mean? This is not permanent. But the plus side is News Channel 6 is going to buy it hook, line, and sinker. And your other choice is it's going to be very... You're going to seem like you might be overacting it if you go the other way.
No, I think Nichol's going to be a pro, and he's going to make it look as good as he can. Even if that's not always a good idea.
Vidra behind the curtains directing them. It's like, all right, Vidra, what do you want them to do? Like, we know Catori's got it. Catori's gonna nail it.
I'm just gonna be like letting them talk through, like, just have a conversation that feels organic and like maybe a little bit disparaging of Lockstitch. Or maybe sound a little bit like they're giving away secrets to each other. But, like, they know about the thing. But, like, they're talking about something that shouldn't be, like, known by others. Also,
Good.
I'm assuming they're eating.
Oh man, what are we eating? Catori and Nichol, what are we eating? I've got so many food tokens. Is it ice cream? I've got ice cream.
It's got to be ice cream. It has to be.
I'll agree with that.
Cone or bowl?
Shit, do I have ice cream in a bowl?
Waffle cone all the way.
Cone works. Nice sort of contrast with the evil shadowy stuff going on.
Everyone looks casual when eating an ice cream cone.
What's the least casual looking food, and why is it a hot dog?
Just can't eat it with dignity.
You can't. Nobody has ever eaten a hot dog with dignity. Like specifically, I'm thinking like a chili dog or something. Because you got to be very careful to not dump it all over yourself.
Sloppy Joes.
The secret to the hot dog is you just can't give a shit, right? The hot dog is the ultimate food of, like, I don't care. First of all, is it a sandwich? I don't care. It's a hot dog. What's it made of? I don't care. It's a hot dog. What's on it? I don't care. It's a hot dog. Am I getting messy? I don't care. It's a hot dog, right?
Legally, burritos are sandwiches. Like, legally.
Yes. Well, I mean,
hilarious
Everything's
to
a
me.
sandwich.
everything is a sandwich. Literally everything is a sandwich. I mean, this is not controversial at all.
I'm sorry. Am I going to have to play Diogenes here?
Quite possibly. Your ice cream cone is a sandwich, by the way. It is a deconstructed ice cream sandwich.
Oh yeah, it's an open-faced waffle sandwich.
Exactly.
I'm fine with that.
No, I saw a TikTok the other day where like a Mexican restaurant sued a strip mall because they wouldn't let them in because they said it was only zoned for Subway sandwich type food because they wouldn't give them a lease.
Ooh.
They sued them and got a court order that a burrito is technically a sandwich.
Yeah, although I gotta say, like, trying to say, well, it's a Mexican style sandwich is a little bit, it's torta erasure, and I'm not gonna stand for it.
I felt like it felt a little racist myself, but like I wasn't gonna step on it.
I mean, but here's what I'm gonna say though: it's a wrap. Wraps are sandwiches, so there you go.
There you go.
I also have chicken nuggets as a token that I just discovered. We're just gonna put those on the table for us.
Nuggies.
You guys can split an order of chicken nuggies.
Okay, sounds good.
Anyway.
Are they animal shaped or dino shaped?
Oh man. They are, but dinosaurs in this world were basically amorphous blobs.
Okay. Anyway, you're eating your open-faced waffle ice cream sandwich with your, knife and fork, dignified like.
Yes, indeed. I don't know. Now, so we're talking about information that shouldn't be widely known, but we know.
Yeah, you guys are making up a story for them to believe. That seems like it's a secret lie, but you guys are going to sell it. It's sold perfectly, so no matter how you like act it out, it is like they are going to buy it.
All right, so Nichol and I are talking about this before she starts, before Vidra starts rolling, and Catori's like, "Gosh, what are we gonna say?"
Well, given my reputation there, I think I have a bit of an idea, given how much piloting I do. Something really horrible. I'm using my piloting as cover to traffic people around as quote-unquote students for undisclosed but obviously really bad purposes.
I mean, I would do it.
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. That is something they would buy. Ugh. It's gonna make you look so bad though, especially because we just learned that the devils in Sonnery literally were trafficking children for trauma.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they were bad. They were bad. Don't worry. All of those children, they were already dead. But when they turned into ghosts, we unionized them. They're okay. They are, well, you know. Don't worry. We killed them. We killed all the bad guys.
For specific values of okay.
And we could make this like slightly less utterly evil. Is that they're young adults, and the nefarious purpose is trying to get a side/world conquering army.
Oh, Lockstitch is building an army. All right. Do you guys want to like have that conversation, or are we gonna like call it there? Like, up to you two.
I'd personally like to, try a little bit of it.
Go for it.
Not sure if it's me, Catori, but this recent crop we were able to get just isn't passing snuff, is it?
I don't think so. I think we're gonna need a good amount more.
This is such a pain. I mean, I never had to deal with this much screaming and whining and crying, back in the old days with the old bosses. But hey, Captain needs her army. We need to get as many people as we can get.
I just wish that didn't mean the bottom of the barrel instead. I wish we could recruit, I don't know, more quality people.
Quality people are missed, Catori.
Well, anything to make the captain happy, I guess.
Hey, whatever makes the captain happy makes us happy, and I'm sure she'll be able to convince everyone else to, be happy under her rules sooner rather than later. I mean, hey, with that academy able to whip them into shape, and Nichol just gets that huge evil grin. Well, with that, I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to stop us after that. So, to a nice new world, and a nice new world by the people we bring in. And I raise my ice cream as a toast.
I
Catori
love
does the
toasting
same.
ice cream.
Yeah, Catori just lifts her waffle cone up and she's like, here.
Yeah, and Vidra, you got Vidra, roll me 3d20 for the quality of your thing. One for each of them and one for yourself.
All right.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. That's so bad. I
Ah.
wow. Yeah, it's so fucking convincing. Like, you guys were way too convincing with that ice cream toast. Like, we don't know it, but the ice cream toast is sacred. Did you want to try the coin flip?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oof.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Let me tell you, I'm going to set this up right now for you guys. You need to get this film back by the end of this game. If this gets out, it's going to hurt the Lockstitch not unrepairably, but terribly.
Oh no.
Like, I'm gonna give you guys a complete chance. Like, Vidra's gonna use this to get, like, this is your in with the otters. 100%. It gets you in there because it is so bad.
What if I just show it to the person and I don't actually give it to them?
I think with those 2 ones, they're gonna get it.
Dang it.
I think we have to.
Can I
But-
corrupt it somehow?
I mean, after they, like,
Password protect it.
Something.
Man, that is the sickest roll I've ever seen.
Oh, that was awful.
Actually, that's the second worst roll. Nichol has, like, Nichol is on record for the worst roll that we've ever seen in this game by rolling like 4 ones.
Right, take a look in the clips for the crittist fail.
Oh.
While that's happening, like, and were you guys all gonna meet up at the diving bell afterwards? Was that the idea?
I was definitely gonna go. Like, that's where I'm gonna do the exchange of this.
We may need Isold's services to break in and steal this back after it's gotten out.
That's so funny you say that, because that was what your next scene was gonna be.
Oh,
All right.
Oh, there's also Patagon graffiti, I know, propaganda plastered on the wall behind you.
Yeah, it says, all right. Patagon's plotting thicker than his plot lines. Don't just be another character in his twisted tales. Oh, okay. Wow, these guys at News Channel 6 really need to hire some better graphic designers. The kerning on that is really wild.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah. It's low effort, clearly.
I did try to make sure that they were all written terribly, for the record. Like, I'm not particularly a great propaganda author, but also, yeah, they are based on shitty Facebook memes.
You know what they look like? That they look like something that you would see on that really shitty billboard between like Vancouver and Olympia on I-5. Like
it's all propaganda and like right-wing stuff.
Yeah. That's what
He
it
also
looks
has red eyes in the picture. Let me show you. Like, man,
I want to see.
look at it.
like.
Oh,
Patagon doesn't actually have evil red eye, but he does in this one.
graphic design is their passion. That's great.
All right. So I guess
No, go ahead.
all right. So I guess I presume that I meet up with Isold here in this alley, having lost the cactus bunny, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so I go, Isold, how'd things go at the casino?
I didn't know. I wasn't at the casino. I was working down at the docks. I got myself a nice 9 to 5.
And I just look at her and I'm like, come on, this is me we're talking to here. You don't have to. You know that
She's like, I lost my arm and my leg.
Yeah. It's all
As
right.
you do see the fact that she is currently missing an arm and a leg.
Yeah. She's got like some sort of weird prosthetic or something at this point for these, or she just kind of.
Or at least the leg.
Yeah, she's got a prosthetic leg. She's just like pretending that she's got her arm behind her.
Gotcha. I'm like, so this is Bobbert's, right?
Bobbert's Casino and Spa.
That's how they get you.
I saw a good commercial for it over the telethon.
Well, I got an angle there, and I'm wondering if maybe you might be able to help me. I could use some help with from someone with your particular set of skills. So, and
I could use a little money right now, a little bit of funding. Maybe I could win my arm and leg back, or at least the leg.
Um, thinking I've got a little bit of leverage going out right now on Bobbert, where maybe you don't have to win that back. Let's just put it that way. But I'm willing to help with that if maybe you can help us with the people behind that poster behind you. You game to help out?
And she looks at the poster and she's just like, and it's like, I mean, I'm not much of an editor. They could use one though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'd hate to be trapped in a world of their creation filled with plot holes and spelling errors. But yeah, we have reason to believe that they've been spreading misinformation about the organization, and we've been asked to see if we can put the kibosh on it. We need some help getting in. Now, do I know about the catastrophic scene that just played out before?
I don't think so. That was happening at the same time while you were in the pharmacy.
Okay, cool. All right, just wanted to make sure. So yeah, I'm looking to find a way to get in there and maybe plant some sort of listening device or something like that that we could use to keep tabs on them. You able to help out in that score?
I do. I have limited contacts here in the Silver Symbol. I'm trying to get my hand. They're a little stranger here than they are in Evil. Evil, everything made sense. It's just like, here, there's a bunch of weird people walking around.
I know, right? People are actually altruistic. It's weird.
It's really bizarre. Like, I threaten somebody's life and they get scared. That's not like a conversation we can have with them. They're like, hey, I'm gonna slit your throat. It's not a good way to start a conversation in this town.
I know. Romance is dead.
Romance is dead. Thank you. Alright. I do... How comfortable are you with... Well... This town, like I said, a little bit strange, a little bit weird, but I did make a friend. She's a little distrusting, though. Like, she doesn't really poke her head out very often. But I believe she's also tracking down the same people you are.
All right.
So, you're gonna have... Oh, go ahead. If you're gonna meet her, you're gonna have to wear a weird... It's like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to take that hat off.
I mean, look, I've got a perfectly beautiful forehead. We all know this. You've seen it.
You're gonna have to put this one on, though.
Let's... Oh, a tinfoil hat. Gotcha, that looks like a chicken. Well, you know what? I've done weirder things to go undercover. Yeah. So tell you what, if you introduce me to your friend, I'll
I wouldn't call her my friend, but
your acquaintance. Let's put it that way.
That's a good way to call it.
You introduce me to your contact. I'll see what we can put together.
Excellent.
And I already have a suspicion as to who this contact is.
Your suspicion would be correct. You are the world's greatest detective.
Yes. All right.
She's like, well, I'll set you up with a meeting. It'll probably happen later on tonight. And she's like, I'll give you a call as soon as I know. Do you have a location you're going to be?
Meet me at the diving bell.
Will do. Keep that hat on you. You don't have to wear it, but keep it on you. It's my only other one. So just got the two.
I'll keep it available. And in the meantime, I sold. If you ever want to grab drinks sometime, use a friendly face, you know?
Absolutely. And she's like, I would love that. Arthur, if you put this tinfoil hat on and then look at that poster, like, that the feeling of dread that you were having in the academy, you also realize you were feeling it here as well, and
Mhm.
it fades away when you put this tinfoil hat on.
Interesting. Okay, so
Tinfoil is the wrong word. Silver foil is
uh-huh.
what this is.
Okay. No, this makes sense. Okay, so yeah, if their whole business is spreading fear, right? So they've got some sort of enchantment in the ink. So they're not necessarily worried about quality. Quantity is good enough if it gets out there and it puts people on edge. Yeah, okay. So they're basically spreading fear, and when people are afraid, they're more likely to believe shit. Okay, cool. We can work with this. And it's probably Propaganda Maria, and so yeah, I just
Isolde looks over as she's just like, Maria's in town.
I know, right?
Oh, your little institution's got a lot more trouble than they think they do.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Well, we're definitely gonna have to nip this one in the bud. But yeah, like I say, don't be a stranger. And
Speaking of bud, you're gonna use all that? Pointing at the wax paper in your pocket.
well, stop by my place and we'll split.
Uh-huh. Wink, wink. Drug jokes.
And I'm happy to share. And in the meantime, we'll see about getting that arm and leg back for you from Bobberts.
I would appreciate it. Like, I have a suspicion that roulette table is a little bit staged.
Oh, I'm sure. They don't place bets that they don't think they're gonna win.
So here is the second floor of the diving bell. Like, I can assume that Nichol, Catori, and Arthur, you guys have to tell me how you're dressed. That is not like how. What are your disguises?
I will note, if it helps, I do have fashion fumes to make it whatever you need to be.
Absolutely. Like, the fashion fumes is just like, it's basically a smoke bomb that when you walk out of the smoke bomb, you are wearing very stylish clothes of however you want to look. So, by all means, tell me what your disguises are.
So I'm wearing a top coat and top hat, and you can tell that I don't have any worries because my wallet's fat. I've got some cufflinks to fit in, and because when I step out, I'm going to do you in.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
I figure Nichol's going back to an old look of his, like old, suit and tie, old school, classic mobster style with a pair of dark sunglasses to hide the eye patch.
Love it.
I feel like this is impossible for Catori.
Oh, is like the camera will capture you all looking ridiculous. Like, nobody watching this as a show would be fooled. Everybody in here completely fooled.
Okay. I just picture then Catori would be in just like a classic black dress, like small purse, just the normal thing that you would wear out like on in a classy bar at night for like a few martinis. And there's no way she can hide her horns, so it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. And like, Are are we drinking?
I think Catori will order a drink for appearance's sake, but probably not do more than like take a few sips when needed for thinking, gathering thoughts, sort of stalling purposes. That's it.
Clubs are the equivalent.
I'm gonna get a ginger ale on the rocks.
These food tokens are really paying off for me, by the way. Alright, Vidra, you do see, like, sitting at the table in the corner of the room, like, in the most secluded spot. It's got almost like a little cage around it, as you can see. There is Regent, and he is sitting next to somebody else. Do you recognize her? I know her name, but like, do you feel like you would recognize her? She is she's like an older otter from Holt. She she is the founding member of Mothers for Purity.
I do, and I throw up in my mouth a little bit.
This is Isotope.
I kind of have to stuff it a little bit and just, for the greater good, for the greater good, for the greater good, for the greater good.
Oop, I put her over here. And she just like looks at you. She's like, Vidra, I would not have expected to see you on our side.
Well, that just tells you how good I am.
She's just like, alright, Reagent says that you have some interesting footage for us.
That I do. And I proceed to show, but not give yet, the some of the footage, and hand a little like earbud attached to the playback so that only she can hear it and she has to stick it in her ear.
She watches it and she's like, oh my. Aren't you the resourceful one? Wherever did you get such footage?
Well, people don't tend to look behind the curtains when they're having a nice little ice cream lunch.
The fools. She's like, oh, we need to get these to the presses immediately. Please, Vidra, you will join us, of course.
When are we going?
As soon as we finish our drinks. Reagent's like, I have to go to the bathroom. And he hops down and like he like walks away. He literally does just go to the bathroom, by the way.
All right.
And sorry. Isotope just, and what are you asking for this footage? I realize that you might not be a true believer in what we do. You might just be out for money. I heard that you joined up with some hotshot detective.
Yeah, I did, so that I could take a like footage of him trying to solve a case, but he has yet to solve the case that I was hired to document, and I get paid at the end of this whole thing.
I see. So you're looking for something to float you.
I mean, I would like to still be able to eat.
She reaches in a bag and pulls out, she reaches in her purse and pulls out like a bunch of silver clamshells, which is like Holt's money.
Mm-hmm.
And like she starts like counting them out. It's like, and she puts enough on the table that would buy you a very nice house.
My eyes are as big as saucers.
And she's just like, if I could just have that film now, please. I'll just make
Trust
a
me.
copy.
Okay, I can do that for you. You really don't want the original because if I take it out of my camera right now, it'll just overexpose and you won't see anything.
Of course, I know how cameras work. No, she doesn't. She has no idea how cameras work. She's like, what do you mean?
So I could explain to you all of the physics about light and how camera and film actually work. But essentially, there is an actual film strip in here. And if I get it out of the camera, then all of the light that's around in our area is just going to make everything turn absolutely just like unusable and unseeable. So you're going to have to give me a little bit of time to be able to safely go to like a dark room and be able to make you an actual physical copy of this because of course I'm going to keep my own.
She sighs and she just like reaches into her purse and pulls out the exact same amount of clams, clams again, and sets them down. And she's like, I'll just take the original.
Um how what kind of bag is that?
And she's like, oh, I got it from Folk Song. And it looks like, imagine if a mimic was a bag. It kind of looks like a monster, but she's decorated it very gaudily. Like it's got. Go ahead.
I want to film that. Stick your hand in it again.
Oh, you don't. Please do not record me. I wasn't here.
Oh.
Reagent comes out of the bathroom snickering.
What was funny in the bathroom?
It's like, they'll see.
Okay.
I hung a poster in the bathroom.
Bravo. Back to your kind offer. Give me a little bit of time to make sure that all of the film is properly cared for, and that way I won't accidentally destroy it by giving it to you.
Reagent just speaks up. He's like, oh, Beaker can take care of that.
Beaker?
Yeah, Beaker. Like he's our poster designer. It's like, and he does top-notch work. It's like he's been developing all the film of the pictures that we've been taking over the Lockstitch crew.
Ah. Can I purposefully make it so that it gets a light leak on it?
Yeah, roll me a 20-sider.
Okay.
Reagent's just like, no, I know enough. No, it's like, don't worry. He pushes it. He says, don't worry. We don't need it now. Come on down to headquarters with us right now. We'll be good. It'll be fine. Like, it'll all be fine when we get down there. She's like, don't worry. If you're worried about any of your old crew following you around, we've got security there. We got Petrie to take care of us. It's like, and Compound, of course.
That's a lot of, like, names. I don't know any of these people. Can they be trusted?
Well, Petrie can be trusted. He's done some work for us since we've been here. When she says work, it sounds terrible.
So, this is all making Vidra feel very just like fur on end. Ugh.
Oh, absolutely.
None of this is good.
Nichol, Catori, and Arthur, you guys are all like here serendipity, like, and you guys can be like overhearing this. You might be missing some of the context, but like you understand most of what's happening over there.
So I actually do have, like some spy equipment that I could have left with Arthur. That maybe they can hear it through that.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, so I basically have like a little earbud that I'm listening in on.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear all of this. And do I have any like two-way comms at all, or is it just strictly listen only?
I think you guys can communicate with each other just fine.
Okay. All right, so I'm just kind of like, I'm staring into my drink, swirling it around, watching the ice slowly melt like the giant cube in there. I just go, let's see if you can get them to talk to you about who else has been feeding them information. Who are their other sources?
All right. Before we go anywhere, I just want to make sure, like, am I the only one that you've been talking to about this and offering to buy 2 houses for?
We've been looking into the crew, and none of them seem particularly like the type that would sell out their crew. Although they are foolish. They are... It's just like, you wouldn't believe what they're falling for. They actually believe that they are going to purchase a weapon of mass destruction from the weapons dealer Fang in exchange for an island. It's just like, it's merely a ruse. We're gonna record all of it and then show the world that they are willing to sell out themselves for weaponry. We are this close, and she holds her like her little delicate beans like an inch apart from each other.
I kind of have to go use the bathroom. Will you watch the camera for me until I get back?
Of course we'll watch the camera.
Y'all can hear this. Y'all know
Yeah.
I did this.
Yep. And the camera has a tracking device in it, right?
Of course it does. I don't want to lose it.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna jet off to the bathroom, or at least out of their vision. I have a shadow cape that will allow me to be invisible, except my shadow does show up. But it's low light in here.
Oh, it definitely is. It's a very atmospheric thing. So the second you're out of sight, they grab the camera and they just like head out. It's like, well, that's fine. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Okay, as soon as I see them, jetting off, I'm gonna actually tail them and try to get the camera back without them noticing when I have a chance.
Of course.
I have a
let me show
very
you
important question.
Yeah, go for it, Catori.
Vidra, did you gather that cash? I really think you should gather that cash.
I really think that y'all should know that that exists on the table, and somebody else should go gather that cash.
All right, Katori's just going to sweep it into her little bag then for you. You can buy like 12 more cameras or 2 houses with that. So let's benefit from this a little.
Also, here's the propaganda that you see plastered on the bathroom wall.
Oh, that's tiny. There we go. Oh.
I mean, that's not strictly wrong.
And I just think to myself, but I've worked with Simmons. I tear it down before I go back out all of them.
Yeah, propaganda doesn't have to be a lie. Like,
Typically propaganda is about it is telling the truth about your enemies. Oftentimes is the most effective ones. Well, and oftentimes maybe distorting it a little bit.
Catori just like doing the poker thing with poker chips. It's like scooping all of them into her bag. You guys just all hear like change.
I have no shame.
Are we all following after these guys then?
I think so.
Actually, what I think I may do, if they have a pathway, I may try to take another route to get ahead of them, to create a bit of a cutoff point.
I was thinking similarly, and I'm going to get a hold of Isolde and see if maybe I can have her try and pickpocket the camera off of them while we're at it. So why don't we basically do sort of a pincer movement? Just kind of, you go left, I go right, and I'll go along the rooftops basically, and direct Isolde into their path, and have her basically just lift it in a passing grab.
Oh man, I sure hope she rolls better this time.
Yeah, right?
Oh, wrong map. It's basically the same colors as this map, though. I copied the tinfoil hat instead of the token, which was a hilarious mistake for me. Copy. All right. All right. So Nichol is like cut off up here, like waiting for them to show up. Arthur is up here, like on the rooftops or on like a balcony, and Catori and Vidra are like tailing behind them. They are heading towards the dock, by the way. Like that is like, and they are making a beeline for it. Like they are heading right there.
It's obvious that that's where they're going.
Yeah, they are not very sneaky at this point.
Okay.
They are in a hurry. They are watching the video over and over again on their walk, so they're pretty distracted.
So they're doing the Pokemon Go thing where they're just going to walk into traffic.
Oh yeah, totally. But don't worry. I think, and this is a personal opinion, the Silver Thimble has both streets for pedestrians. Like no cars are allowed on some of the streets. There are walkway streets, and then there are vehicle streets. There are less vehicle streets than there are walkway streets, for the record.
This is kind of like Amsterdam.
It's a better city than any city in America.
Got it.
It's like cars are limited.
Do they have lots of bikes?
Like bikes, maybe just like little other mobility scooters, stuff like that.
Like you could get run over by a bike more quickly than you could be run over by like a car.
Oh, totally. You're way more likely to bump into a person than you are to be hit by a car.
Definitely Amsterdam.
All right. So Isolde's going to try to do a little bump and grab. How are we helping her out? Catori, Nichol, and Vidra, and also Arthur. Like, how are we trying to get this set up for her to make it more of a success? And you guys feel free to use your abilities and or literally just hit them, whatever you want to do.
So they can't see me because of my cloak. So I am literally going to hit them.
All right. And I'm going to see if I can... Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
So you do that. I'm going to approach them and I'm looking for someone, and I'll just say and at this point I'm just gonna show up in full Arthur mode, right? Like there is no disguise or anything. I am basically going out, making myself visible, and I'm gonna just approach them real quick, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, I lost my documentarian. I'm worried about them. Have you seen Vidra at all? Like last I saw, they had gone into the diving bell, but they didn't come out. Have you seen them anywhere?" I'm just gonna just like I'm lost. I'm looking worried. I'm looking concerned, just to try and keep their attention on me.
I think for me, what I'm going to do is a bit ahead. I'm going to look for, any local store that has some sort of, container of food or oil or something, and I'm actually going to use an ability that I don't think I've only ever had a chance to use once, which is Wild Font. So touch a container, well, actually 2 times. Basically, take that container, use a Wild Font, and causing it to spill out all sorts of excess stuff to basically make it a bit slick, a bit dangerous for them to walk on if they just keep going, or at the very least get them distracted by, oh, wow, that's suddenly a lot of fish.
Oh my god, they would lose their minds if it's just suddenly a lot of fish. They are in fact otters.
I might lose my mind.
I know, it's just like, roll to resist.
Yeah, so maybe like a container of fish paste for the road, which is now spilling all over the place if I can get...
You managed to resist the fish.
For once. Decent roll.
These food tokens have just keep paying off. And it's just like, like looking at Arthur, it's just like, who are you? It's just like, no. We don't have time. We have to, like, oh my, look at those fish. Catori, what are you up to?
So I think Catori sees a kid riding by on their bike and grabs one of the coins or the clams that she has in her purse, hands it to the kid, and pays them to pretty much harass them with his bike, like almost run into them, almost knock them over, and then, dramatically run over to them, be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, like distract them heavily with just overly apologetic behavior and getting them all flustered, but also yes, that kid, getting them all flustered but also distracted with apologies.
What's Basket doing here? That was her name, by the way.
Oh.
She crashes into him and she's like, oh no, my bike, you ruined my bike.
All the distractions.
So there's fish everywhere. Vidra's invisible.
Super knock one of them over into the fish.
So all 4 of you roll me a 20-sider. Yeah, that natural 20. Full success. And like, don't worry about the 4. The full success covers that. And the natural 20 takes care of it. Absolutely. You all like bump into them, like hit them. They like Isotope's like flailing around in the fish, and she's like, quick, get the camera, and she grabs like what she thought was the camera, but it was just a big fish. She's like, where did it go? And then like Blanket like riding her bike away with Isotope's purse. Oh, this isn't Blanket. This is somebody else. I was like, ha ha. Catori, you've made a little fucking thief, for the record.
Hell yeah.
As she is just fucking like, go ahead.
Can Catori wave this kid back down and give her, like, trade the child a couple more clams for the entire purse?
Absolutely. With a 20 and like with a 20 and 2 successes, absolutely. Like you guys just see Azul like very like calmly walk through, and she's helping them up, and she's like, "Oh no, you guys okay?" And then she like passes Arthur the camera behind her back.
Perfect.
If you hand it to me, they can't see me.
Yeah, I kind of fade back to. I can see your shadow, so I know where you are. I know to look for your shadow, so I find you, and I just kind of walk by and drop it off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this is Blanket's cousin, Quilt.
I immediately erase that thing.
Oh yeah, with that natural 20, you can erase it for sure, and like. Oh, so 1 second. Like, they're just like, somebody stole the camera. Like who? And that like they are looking around. I'm gonna roll 2 20-siders, for one for each of them, to see if they can figure out like. Oh yeah, okay.
Jesus.
Wow.
Ah.
Okay. So I'm
See
gonna
the
say
four
something.
of you.
I'm gonna say I have like bits of camera stuff or like a broken camera with me, and I'm gonna drop that.
And they're just like, you all.
I'm gonna make a nice little clatter.
Oh, hey, it looks like we may have a catastrophic roll there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm making the other one a 20 though. Because somebody gave me a 20 at the beginning of this game. So this is a reap and sow.
Ooh.
It's like, they don't get the camera. Like, they believe that you broke it. Bro. Sorry. So they don't get the camera, but they know that you all are in league, and they're just like, it's like, you all will pay for this. Like, pay for it. And she's like, wait till Maria, like, I don't need the film. I know what you've done. Like, pointing to Catori. I've seen your face. And it's just like, doesn't matter what's true or what I can prove. What matters is what we say.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why did you need my camera in the first place then?
It would have
I'm
been
gonna say that out
easier.
loud.
Yeah, no, it's like, she's like, it would have been easier with proof, but now it doesn't matter. We have something, like, we know what you're up to, and like, once we tell people, once we plant the idea, they'll look into you.
It's a good point. I am recording this.
Oh, so like they take off. They run towards the docks. It's just like, we'll find you. Like, arms full of fish, though. Catori, you've got Isotope's purse.
I do. What's in it?
Clams. So many clams. Probably the same amount of clams again.
That's it? I just robbed her. There's no like juicy notebooks in there or anything?
How can I put this lightly? Isotope is an idiot. You know what? You do find some more propaganda.
Oh, okay. What kind of propaganda did we find this time?
Okay, here we go. This one's one of the dumber ones. That's going to be a treat for Royce's next game. There is not one for each of you. I do not have time to make 60 propaganda posters. I'm sorry.
You know, that's fair.
Maybe we could do as a crowdfunding special. Rest of the crew do their own propaganda posters.
That would be
So,
funny.
these guys all and both of them flee to their hideout. Like, they're running to their hideout, but you guys have the camera. Like, you have gotten back the stuff. The fishmonger's just like, what's going on?
I just increased
My
your supply
cabbage
by
fish!
hold on. Let me help you with those there. At least look at the bright side. You have a much larger supply for your store right now.
Who wants ground fish? Nobody wants cabbage fish that have been on the ground.
I mean, I'll try it.
I'm gonna actually take some of the money and hand over, because I've been staring at the fish and resisting the fish, and I'll just pay him for them.
Yeah, let's buy the fish.
Absolutely. Some of them are little Brussels sprout fish. Other ones are they're all they're kind of a leafy fish. And he's just like, these all come from the Big Blue. Are you all familiar with the Big Blue? All of their fish out there are fantastic.
Mm.
I really need to book a fishing trip there, it sounds like.
And she's like, with this many fish, you don't even have to book. There's one that's absolutely huge, Nichol, and it will provide you your cover 100% that you were out fishing.
Yeah. I'm grabbing the big one.
I'm just going along with a big armful, 2 armfuls of fish, hugged to my body.
Oh god, don't boil these. The whole house will smell like farts.
Gross. Catori's gonna be like, do you have a bag so that we can, gather these up in a more sensible way?
He's just like, oh, well, when you're buying in this kind of a bulk, he rolls out an empty barrel for you guys to fill it.
For reals, though, do not microwave it.
I wonder what kind of jerky I could make out of these. I bet Cliff would really like it.
Honestly, I just eat it raw half the time.
I mean, that's the best way.
It's just Nichol and Vidra walking down the street, raw dog and the cabbage fish.
Uh-huh. Big arm
Absolutely.
loads.
Catori put the rest in the into the barrel, and she's just carrying the barrel behind them.
I'm gonna snack on one like it's a popsicle.
I'll probably be eating on one of the smaller ones because I need to keep the large one for my cover, unfortunately.
And Nika's probably right. You guys all know what a leafy sea dragon looks like, right?
Mm.
That is more than likely what it looks like.
All right, so while all of this shenanigans with the fishmongers goes down, I am going to use my Shadow Seek ability to find the hideout of Isotope and What's Her Bucket, and basically our marks, and basically figure out where it is, and then I want to meet them there.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, business.
They still have the tracker.
Yeah, definitely.
Got it.
Because it got turned into a 20. He has no idea he has a tracker on the back.
Perfect.
All right, where is...
Well, it's a shitty roll. Because
Okay.
we
roll me another one, because we do have the tracker, so I should have given you 2d20 for that one.
Okay.
Much better.
Way better.
Yeah. So I
There-
can use
Go
the
ahead.
target in real time, see their surroundings, and I can watch it for the next minute.
So they are in this place, but let me show you inside it.
Okay.
Like they're all in a panic. Like they're all running around. Like this whole place. You see printing presses. You see posters all over the place. All of the posters are anti-Lockstitch propaganda.
Absolutely recording this.
That one otter has a large weapon.
You sure
I
do.
saw that.
What?
And like they are. Ooh, 1 second. I accidentally clicked 2 things. Here we go. I think I did it again.
I don't know.
They are all like furtively walking around, and like in the middle of the room you see a woman, well, at least a female shaped paper body.
Oh,
Like you can only, Arthur, you would know this as Propaganda Maria.
Of course.
She is from the Folded City.
oh wow.
And like you see Isotope and Reagent come running in, and everybody else is like, what's going on, what's going on? And like Lockstitch is onto us, and Maria just backhands Isotope. She's like, your greed has like clouded your mind to our mission. Small scale. Why would you ever interact with any of the crew proper? We were just about to make that sail, an island of our own, right next to the Silver Thimble. What kind of idiot otter are you?
Well, that's kind of racist.
She's like, don't worry, I think a lot of races are idiots. But all are underneath those from the Folded City. And she's like, are you being followed? And they're like, no, of course not. How would they ever know where we are? As Reagent itches the back of his neck where the tracker is. Petrie, lock the doors. It's like, and like Petrie goes to lock the doors up, and like this in Compound also, it's just like Compound is a boxer, by the way. Like he does really good hand-to-hand combat. And it's just like, we need to get everything into the boats. We're going now. Like, burn this place down. Leave no evidence. And like the minute is up right there.
All right.
Like, you guys aren't actually right here yet, but like you can be on your way.
So
For sure.
I'm going to post up outside, and I'm gonna set up a booby trap. Basically, I'm just gonna put a little tripwire out, just to, as they're rushing out the door. I want them to trip, and then basically we can get the drop on them. And barring that, I'm just gonna stick my foot out as they're running out the door.
Okay, so you guys know they are. We'll put you all like right here. They are. This is their boat. They're gonna try to get on their boat. We can definitely say that you guys have your boat parked here for the record. The Silver Thimble's like airboat. This has a jet engine attached to the top of it, just in case anybody forgets.
Cool. And also, I'm going to see if I'm going to use some of my time. I presume there is some sort of fuel nearby for the boat.
I mean, they did say they wanted to burn everything down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just douse the motherfucker and gasoline or diesel or whatever flammable substance is fueling this thing.
Okay, yep.
Figure let's give ourselves an ace in the hole just in case.
Really like the way you think there, Arthur.
Well, yeah, we've got. I've got. I have my Zippo lighter available, so I can just toss it dramatically once they're all aboard, if they need to.
Anyone else swim well?
Nichol raises his hand.
Because we could probably swim out to their boat and like douse it pretty easily. And then get away.
I'm just putting them on the screen right now. This is not where they are. I just need to shrink down their tokens.
Mhm.
Alright, absolutely. Vidra and Nichol, you guys, if you want to go, like, lace their ship with explosives while, Arthur gets ready to trip them. What's up with you, Catori? How are you doing? Like, what's your plan when they come running out of the building? Again, this guy does have a big old shotgun. But, big for him. He's an otter.
I'm ready for backup violence, I guess. While Arthur's standing to one side, I'll stand to the other, sort of ready to pounce if I need to make sure they don't get away.
You go high, I'll go low.
It's a tag team effort. Let's do this.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Nichol and Vidra, both of you roll me 2 20-siders because A, you guys can't swim and you know what they're planning to do. So that's easy to do. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Man, lots of 14s today. Yeah, that 20. Absolutely. This boat is primed to just blow. Like, you guys are solid. They're not going... What'd you guys do to this boat? Other than just spreading a bunch of,
Like, there's gunpowder, there's an actual, like, explosive.
And I would say, something also part of it painted red to make it a little bit more explosive and to provide a nice target for when you actually need to hit the thing with fire. Because, of course, red things are more flammable.
It's just science.
Okay. Absolutely. So, they come busting out of the door. Vidra and Nichol, you guys can be, like, you two can be in the water so they can't even see that where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after you've set your trap, they're coming out. Catori and Arthur, do you guys want to roll your, like, surprise attacks on them?
Hell yeah.
Again, 2d20, take the higher for both of you. Yeah, and 18's gonna do it for Arthur. And 11's gonna do it for Catori. Alright, so you can both take out 2 of them of your choice. Who are you both hitting?
Like right now, I think let's go for I'm gonna go for the ringleader.
Going for propaganda?
Yeah.
You trip Propaganda Maria, and she just falls flat on her face, just like thunk. And like,
Think about paper. First thing to burn. I tossed the Zippo on her.
oh god. So, alright. Yeah. And she just starts screaming. Alright. Alright. Catori, who are you hitting?
I'm going for the otter with the shotgun.
Absolutely. What's it look like? Like, where did you hit him? How did you hit him?
I grabbed for the gun, ripped it out of his grip, and just bashed him in the face with the butt of the gun. You know, like old school action movie style.
Absolutely. Catori with a combat shotgun. Like flying, like coming out of the room. This is Beaker here. Oh, sorry. Let me put this on the map layer so I don't stop. And so I stop grabbing it. This is Beaker. He sees Arthur set propaganda on fire, and he just dives in the water. So does Reagent. Just they are diving in the water to get away. Isotope does not like Propaganda Maria. She just slapped her. So the one that would have saved her right there just also dives in the water. Petrie just got his face bashed in by Catori. There's no way he's standing after that. And shit, what did I name that last guy? Compound. Like, Compound sees all this happen, and like he does the Henry Cavill thing, you know, where he punches both arms out and just goes for it. He's like, well, if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down swinging, and he just swings at Catori. Catori, he wants to hit you and get away. That's what he wants. What does he have to give up to do that? Because he has a tough choice. What tough choice will you give him? You can say no, like you don't get away. Like, no, you don't get away is one of them. You will definitely be able to like have him however you want to. Like, you can grab him, like deck him in the face, absolutely. But the other one is he gets away, but he's going to be hurt. He loses something. Somebody else gets hurt. What's his tough choice?
I think we detain him for questioning.
So, okay.
By this point, I'm out of the water, right?
Oh yeah, you guys can be completely clear out of the water. Like, you guys got a 20. You can be wherever you want.
I saw them dive into the water, and I'm just going to make sure that, like, I'm going to take like a burning piece of like a crate or something and just huck it at the boat. Take out their transportation.
Roll me a 20 for that one. Roll me a d20. Yep.
All right.
And I think at the same time as that, I'm actually going to be using some more magic, the super cooled fluid, to basically, super cool the ice around at least one of the otters who went into the water, and basically try to get him to shoot right out, but covered in ice.
Yeah. Like, so the wreckage rains down. You guys hear, Catori, you hear a ticking coming from the place they just left, the place they ran out of, and I keep forgetting my name. I just said it again. Compound. Compound's just like got his hands up, and he's just like, fine. I'll answer any questions you want. Just get out of here. There's a bomb in there.
Well, that's kind of shitty.
That's got to be an OSHA violation right there.
100%.
That's got to be all kinds of violations.
So I'm basically, I look at him and I say, hey, this sounds like a perfect time to have a little chat then. Let's talk here. And then I am going to use my compel truth ability. So my eyes glow blue, like blue flames, as I look into Compound's eyes, and basically, I'm gonna roll a 20 here. Let's see how it goes. Roll 20, don't suck. 19.
Damn.
Okay.
That is
pretty
not
good.
sucking.
Yeah, I'll take that. So he is compelled to answer 3 questions truthfully. First question: who is your source in Lockstitch?
It's like, we put reagent into the Lockstitch like recruitment program. Like, he passed all the tests, like, but we have a listening device planted in your communication section. Like, we've been hearing everything that you've been doing for months.
Who is Propaganda Maria working for?
She's working for somebody called the Tailor. We don't know much about him. Like, he's the man from the Folded City. That's all we know.
All right. Let me just note that down. All right. Last question. How much do you want to live?
I mean, I would like to live pretty well. Depends on the state of it. Like, I wouldn't like to live the rest of my life in like a jail cell or anything. But you guys don't have a prison, so that seems fine. I mean, I definitely don't want whatever happened to her. As like Propaganda Maria is still like rolling around on fire. She's gonna be dead. Like, for the record.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, she's incredibly flammable.
Yeah, so like the flames are kind of backlighting me ominously here, and so I'm just gonna use that to basically just really amp it up, and I'm gonna say, hey, so here's the thing. I'm gonna level with you here. I know it's a little bit it's a bit weird here. I don't feel wholly at home here. I'm not from here. Where I'm from, everyone's got an ulterior motive. It's very much everyone for themselves. Everyone has something that they're trying to get over on someone else. And you watch your back, you get used to it. People here aren't used to fear, and so they don't know how to handle the shit that you're throwing at them. So it's really important to me that they have this. And the fact that you're playing with fire, and I just kind of gesture over at the smoldering remains of Propaganda Maria. Now I'm going to give you some choices here. You have a couple ways out. There's one way where you maybe turn over a new leaf. You decide to maybe help expose the lies that you've been spreading around for what they are. Maybe you start helping us, put out some of these fires. There's another way where my friends over there douse you in gasoline and I light a match. So how do you want this to go? Seems to me you want to live.
Does Catori actually like fucking like what's it called? It's not when you cock a shotgun. What, like, you something a shell chamber around? You see,
So it depends on what type of shotgun you're working with. If you're working with a double barrel, it's technically already loaded and you're pulling back the hammer to fire it. Um, Usually when that happens, you're ejecting the shell.
okay.
So it depends. But like, yeah, she's making sure that some shells have been fed into it and that it is ready to like deal some damage if need be.
He's just like puts his hands up. He's just like, "You got me, you got me. Can we please do something about the bomb inside? It's a big one."
Oh, right. Nichol immediately starts running in.
Like bucket brigade, or are we like gonna dismantle it, or are you gonna freeze it?
Literally whatever works.
It's an incredibly comical bomb with a skull on it.
Cut the
I
red
love
wire.
it.
Let me think here.
Or throw yourself over it.
Nah, not this time.
Honestly,
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna be real. I'm cool if this place blows. Like, as long as we're out of the blast radius, that's all I give a shit about.
Well, does it look like there's anything important in here?
Give me a 20-sider real quick. Actually, you can all roll me a 20-sider.
You got it?
Okay. Oh, man, you were rolling so many 20s.
Wow.
All right, so I'm basing this on I'm basing this on what I think is important to your characters. So, Arthur, you find that there is a whole stack of like orders for null metal from a place called Sharply Dressed Men. Here, like this is all the proof that you would need, and it also links Sharply Dressed Men to them, but also links Krieg to them.
Of
Like-
course.
Like, this is all the information you would need. You could just leave it here and say that you didn't find anything if you wanted to. Just be like, nothing here. Close the barrel back up. They would have nothing that connects, like, Krieg's ventures with this.
Nah, that little lizard is he needs something keeping him in check, so I'm just gonna hold on to that.
Okay. Absolutely. It's like, pocket the information. Vidra, you find their what is it? Their film room, or like black room. Is that what it's called?
Dark room.
Dark room. You find their dark room, as they have been you find an incredibly long range camera, like camera lens. It'll fit right onto yours, and like you could literally take pictures miles away with this thing.
Ah.
Like, you don't have to be anywhere near it. Just point and shoot. It does only develop in a very specific, with very specific kinds of ink. You rolled a 20. You see tons of it. Not tons of it. I'd say a shelf of it. This is corrupted ink. It is synthetic corruption. But if you alter a picture with this stuff, like, nobody knows that it's not true. And that, like, even if no matter how unplausible it seems, like, you will slowly begin to believe it. But
that needs to be destroyed.
both Catori and Nichol, you see the fact that they are beginning to print up a lot of propaganda about the crew. They have pictures of basically all of you. You can see like they are workshopping taglines, but they know a lot of stuff. Like they were getting ready to print one up about you, Catori. They were getting ready to print one up about Nichol. They were and they have also this is fun. They have one of all Nichol, and they are beginning to slander the Warpletingers. But you haven't seen any of the Warpletinger stuff around town. Like, Nichol, you see the fact that they are shipping it off. There are boxes of anti-Warpletinger propaganda going out. It is going to a side of the world called Virtuoso.
What the heck?
I need to get a hold of all as soon as we're done here.
And it's just like you see Compound being like, oh, are we good? Are we good? Can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Do you know how to dismantle that? I don't know how to dismantle it.
Hmm.
Well, who made it?
It's just like, I mean, it was made. She brought it with her. Like Propaganda Maria brought it with her. The bomb is null metal on the outside.
Is there a ridiculous countdown like thing that we can see that's visible to everybody?
It's a fuse. And it's like definitely like right. It's getting real close.
Technically, we could just pinch the fuse out, right? Or clip it.
Or step on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want this to go off.
Why not?
Because of all the null metal on it, that's
Null
gonna.
metal.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm
basically
like,
a dirty
but we
bomb.
still need to burn some things.
You guys just starting little fires around here. It's like do 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 do.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and step on the fuse then.
Roll me a 20-sider. Let's see if that works. It could work.
1 second. I gotta get back to that thing. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just like Compound.
My luck holds out.
Like, it was that easy? She made it seem like it was much more intense than that.
I mean, that's what you get when you have the old timey fuse bombs, right?
Yeah, that's why normally when you're trying to have a bomb and when you need to use it to blow something up, you make sure no one knows about it until it already goes off. I mean, that's just standard.
We tied this guy up, right? To a degree, he's restrained.
Oh yeah.
You could absolutely have him restrained if you want to, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, trust level's low here.
Yeah, no, like I basically got him tied up so that basically we can carry him like a sack of potatoes.
Perfect. We can put him in the fish bucket.
Perfect. He's gonna having a bad time about fish from now on.
Aw, don't put him in the fish bucket. That'll ruin all the fish.
Fair, I can't do that. All right, I'll just throw him over my shoulder.
I am gonna go light another piece of a crate on fire so that I can like burn the dark room
Yeah, absolutely.
or all the stuff in the dark room.
And, like, for the record, we know that ink goes up, like, instantly. Just in, like, big puff of flames.
We should probably
Alright.
get the bomb out of the building while we're at it here then.
Yeah.
That's fair. You
I
guys
was
work on
thinking
that.
we might want to take that bomb back with us because we don't want that falling into the wrong hands.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna document before I destroy.
I assume because its outer casing is null metal, if Nichol tries to touch it, it's going to hurt like hell.
If you are not a if you are not a wholly outline magical creature, you can come in contact with null metal without it hurting. It's like if it breaks your skin, it's a problem. It's going to be very uncomfortable for you, Nichol, and like if you hold onto it for too long, you will slowly start losing AP. But your non-magical skin will be able to like hold it back. If you were in your other form, it would hurt.
Maybe it might be easier if I carry it then. I'm not a full caster type anyway, so I'll take that. Leave you free to do your magic and such.
Put a big old bomb. I love the idea. Like, have you guys ever seen what was it called? It was the spoof cop movie. God damn it, Hot Fuzz, where they had like where they had a sea mine in the police station.
Yeah.
Like, I love the fact that underneath Lockstitch is just going to be a giant null metal bomb.
Chekhov's null metal bomb.
It's like, we showed it. We've got to go up eventually.
All right. So yeah, we'll. I'll carry the bomb. Let's head back to Lockstitch, and then after we're done, I want to make a quick stop over by Bobbert's Casino because I got some things that might be in his interest. And before we leave, I'm gonna actually just snag a little bit of that corrupted ink.
I think that corrupted ink just went up in flames.
Before I get to it, but like I see you about to go do it, I'm like, what are you doing?
Got an angle.
What is it?
You'll find out. Don't worry, it's fine. It's perfectly harmless.
Perfectly. Of all the beings to just implicitly trust, you're one of them. You may have the smallest bottle that hasn't burned.
That's all I need.
All right.
All right, so we'll go stash the bomb back at HQ. And then yeah, after that, it's off to the casino.
Are we just rolling up with a bomb into Peanut's office?
Peanut's just like, what the hell?
Don't worry, it's diffused.
Or
the fuse is stopped. Precisely, the fuse is stopped. I'm not sure it's totally defused.
I'm sure that one of us took it out.
It's like, well, you're all looking great today. Fantastic. Love the outfits, cocktail dress and whatnot. Nice suit, good top hat. Love it. Is it an actual bomb? Did you find? And he's just like, who's this?
And we just basically toss him onto the desk.
Catori just declares, meat compound.
I take it he's one of our spies, our infiltrators, if you will.
Yes, sir.
I knew I could trust you all. I hesitate to ask but was there much bloodshed in the process? Do I have a lot of paperwork to take care of?
One would say
since this never happened. Yeah.
One would say that the paperwork is now ash.
Bada-bumps.
That is kind of how we do, isn't it?
Well, this one was off the books, so you don't need to write one.
That's right.
Yes, to quote you, Peanut, wink.
Peanut, that's from yesterday's game. Peanut doesn't know how to wink. He just blinks and says wink out loud.
Yeah,
I love
and,
it.
and Nichol has an eye patch, so you can never tell if he's winking or not.
Nice.
She's like, excellent. It's like, I assume that this has something to do with the fire down by the docks. Nope, don't tell me. It's off the books.
What
We've got a
fire?
fire department to handle that.
Boats explode all the time, I hear.
Accidents happen, especially when they store them near flammable things. Like books. And he's just like, alright, well, and he's just like, he steps onto his own desk and he stands upright. Even though he is a cat and he does normally walk on all fours, he stands upright and he's just like, oh, compound. And he like cracks his like knuckles. We're gonna get to know each other.
Catori is very much ready for this.
I don't think Compound is nearly as scared as he should be about this.
Oh no.
Well,
Will it help if Catori points a gun at him? Because
Oh,
she's got
absolutely.
one still.
It's just like we fade to black on the scene that is just Compound being interrogated by Catori, and Peanut. Nichol, are you in on this? Is this where we're like punching an otter from yesterday?
Absolutely. I mean, we need to make sure we don't do a retcon.
And for once, I am not documenting it.
Right? It's just like, this is off the books. I was trying to move everybody's tokens, and then I realized I put you all on a map layer, and I'm like, what is going on?
Uh-oh.
So, yeah,
go ahead.
while this interrogation is going on, I'm just kind of standing off in the back, just kind of looming in the corner, just out of the range of the swinging light. And I'm just kind of saying, man, he took the fun way.
So that's going to be happening in the background. And Arthur, you do get your meeting with Bobbert.
So I basically I pull up to him at the table and I'm like, so, Bobbert, I understand a friend of mine lost an arm and a leg at the table the other day, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to make it square and give those back to her.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I don't particularly love having limbs as debt collection, but we need... Shit, what's the word I'm looking for?
Collateral?
Collateral.
Well, I understand that, and I've got a little bit of. I figured you might appreciate this. I've heard rumors that someone was hired to find out who emptied your vault. I wouldn't want that going around. So, as a solid to you, I can put those rumors to bed.
It's just like, I've been hearing those rumors myself. I have reason to believe that my dear friend Elizabeth is responsible for these rumors.
Well, that's I can maybe help with that, and if I basically pull up a note that I drew up with the corrupted ink that basically says Bobbert's vault is empty. I just say, hey, I found this in the headquarters of News Channel 6 the other day while I was doing a job, and it seemed like this is something that might be some of their doing. They may have planted that rumor here. Now I can destroy this, and you give my friend back her arm and leg, and none of this. It'll be like none of this ever happened.
He combs back his like coif of hair, and he's just like, feathers. How about I do you one better? And he snaps his fingers, and like another flamingo comes on, brings the arm and leg out, and he's just like, absolutely, take your friend's arm and leg, and I will take this note. But how about I hire you? I've heard great things about you from dear friend and council member Krieg, that you are a man that knows how to keep his mouth shut when it comes time. I would like to not just make it a rumor, I would like to empty Elizabeth's coffers. I'm tired of having a competing casino. Everybody's come to Consonant. It's where the real casino is. We have beaches and nightlife. Disgusting. That's right, Rupert. Terrible. Now, how do you feel? I'm well aware of your friend being a thief. Zold, was it? Like, I see sticky fingers when I know sticky fingers when I take them off somebody's body.
Well, let's just say that if I were to take this job, I would probably want to make sure that I have some of the stickiest fingers around.
And he's just like, oh, don't you worry. My dear friend Billiam is coming back to town, and he would gladly offer his certain set of skills to you, I am sure.
I don't think you understood me.
I must not have.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is if I take this job, which, you know, I'm not opposed to it. First things first, Isold's debt's completely cleared.
Cleared.
She gets free drinks here, no questions asked. And, you know, I'm just going to say this up front here. No offense to you, but you seem to be a successful casino owner, right?
Of course! The second most successful. It was soon to be the first. Think.
Well, you know, a good casino owner never makes bets that they don't think they're going to win. So, how about this? You know, Isold is looking for an opportunity to, you know, maybe get a regular job that doesn't entail anything like that. If you were to perhaps offer her a spot working for you, and maybe also give her unlimited chips.
No, unlimited chips. You would have to really succeed at this thing. I don't want just Elizabeth's casino to have a bad reputation. I want her completely out of the casino game. Entirely. This is not how Bobber talks. Like, hold on. That is like way too serious for Bobber. He's like, And he like he is currently wearing a very garish suit. Like fully gold shiny. He's got suspenders on. And he slaps the suspenders under his wings, and he's like, absolutely. I can give her full chips in equivalent to the amount of money that you pull out of Elizabeth's vault. How does that sound? Little tit for tat. Slaps suspenders again.
I think that sounds eminently reasonable.
That does sound reasonable. Now, I'm going to have to not only include my dear friend, Billiam, into your crew. Not because I don't trust you, but because he's the best at what he does at his job. And what he does is mean. Secondly, what I'm going to need is I have another dear friend. It's just like, friend is putting it a little harsh. But he needs a job and he needs to feel important. And I feel like this is just up his alley. Are you familiar with a flamingo named Allie Ann?
Alan, you know I'm not.
Let me show you Allie Ann. Shit, where did I... Where's his token? I lost his token. Alien is a absolute piece of shit flamingo. He was seen at he wants to find somebody to marry. He's lost all of his money in just terrible ventures. Where the hell is his token? What did I name his token?
Apparently not Alien.
Not Alien, because I almost never actually name them their actual names.
Oh.
Well, that seems like a goal, man.
Yeah, that one's on me. My bad. Oh, no.
Ibis number 2.
It was in February. Nika, do you have Alien's token? But anyway, Alien, I don't know if he's good at this job. Will be good at this job, but I'm gonna need you to take him with you. It's like
I'm just gonna.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, cool.
Alien just walked up. Hello.
Well, isn't that a piece of shit bird? Okay, so.
I'm not an ibis at all.
Uh-huh. So here's my proposal. By the time we're done with Elizabeth, Alien here will look like a fine prospect for marriage for him or her.
I very much look forward to it. It's like I'm gonna put him in the control of that.
All right, so we'll keep. So Alien, your job is to stay in reserve for when we're ready for you.
I'm a master of seduction.
We'll let you know when we need your skills.
You should see how I can handle a glizzy.
Without dignity, because nobody does. It's a hot dog. We know.
And then the screen just fades to black as you're planning your robbery of like an Elizabeth's casino with Bobbert. So this is the team that I'm gonna want, and like nobody as of right now plays Allie. I play Allie Ann. Cole plays Billiam. But so it's gonna have to be Arthur, Allie Ann, Bobbert, and Billiam versus Elizabeth. Elizabeth is played by Kira.
Y'all plotting against me over here.
So yeah, that's gonna be like, and if you want to play, you can take control of Allie Ann if you want to. I'll give you notes about Allie Ann. He's gross.
Oh no.
And he asks everybody to marry him.
Gross as in like how?
Like he is not like he's
Okay,
thirsty, but he's not like a sexual predator. Not like that.
Okay.
Like not that far. He will ask them like very Gomez Adams. Yes. Yeah. It like, but bad at it. Instead of actually being like seductive, he's just always bad. He is based off of like his look is Sacha Baron Cohen from the other one. Sweeney Todd.
Oh, okay.
Like Sacha Baron Cohen from Sweeney Todd is like how he looks, and he wears very tight pants. But he's a flamingo, so Sorry, this game got off, like, the end of it got off track. But, so, that'll be a fun game that we'll play at some point.
Uh-huh. That would be fun.
We're gonna have 2 heists coming up, everybody. I also don't know how to, like, play versus each other, but I can't let you all just straight rob Catori, and not Catori, Elizabeth, without Elizabeth having ways of fighting back. So I'm gonna have to figure out a game system that works for this. Oh no, my bad. It's just gonna be Fiasco. Duh.
Ah.
You guys ever play Fiasco before?
I haven't, but I'm familiar with it.
Oh, it's wonderful. We're just gonna play Fiasco.
Sounds like
Okay. Well, that's gonna be great. So that wraps up today's game as, like, we cut back to Peanut, Catori, and Nichol taking turns beating the shit out of this otter. Actually, you guys don't have to torture him. Like, you can sock him a couple of times, absolutely, because he is a piece of shit and has been spreading lies about you all. But he will give up all of the information. What questions would you guys ask him? Like, say you rolled a 20 on the skill, like, Compel Truth. What questions would you be asking him?
I'd be
Well,
asking
we already-
him. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go.
Okay. I was going to be trying to get a lot of details as to why they're trying to go after the Walpertingers.
Oh, it's just like, we were paid. Like, we were given so much null metal, so much pure null metal from the folks at Dactyl. They said that they hate the Warpletingers and they want to, like, just take them down a peg. They're just too cocky with themselves and they're slowly growing more powerful. Like, recently a new clan of them showed up and they've just been, like, fucking shit up for them. Like, I don't know. It's just like that's all I know. That's all I know. We're going after, like, there's 2 of them that everybody's really scared of, Aspera and Gus. They're terrifying. Like, they've just been, like, handling business every time that the Dactyloids get into their territory. Which, sometimes you need to move out. Sometimes you want to, like, push the people that live in the forest a little bit to the side. You want to expand, and, like, all of a sudden they show up and just start wrecking shop. It's like, and their whole family is terrifying. I heard a rumor that Ento and Pym, like, the Pirate Queen's crew, like, a part of that family. Or you got any questions for him?
I think Catori wants to ask who else are they gathering information on? It can't be just Lockstitch and the Warpletingers. Who else?
Alright, we're looking into Lockstitch, we're looking into the Warpletingers. We don't trust Chester and his kissable lips from Folksong. So, like, we don't trust Yoke. They're too magical. Then the magic is spreading. We're really worried about that. We're looking into your friend Reedy. I know that he's in the Silver Thimble, like, disconnected from Lockstitch, but we don't trust him. Everybody in Ione, they aren't to be trusted either. Like, the shapeshifters, they're weird. And it's just like, we want to settle down all this magic. We need it to go calm down.
So you just plan on blackmailing everybody into getting what you want?
It's
Like
just
literally everybody?
it's just the magical ones. We're fine. Like, we also don't trust the Salamander King, but there's not much you can do. He's a giant salamander. What can you do? He doesn't like run a town anymore. And it's just like if everybody relies on, well, it was gonna be Isotope, but now she's gone. It's just like, and also, it's just like we got a couple like bad propaganda against the News Channel 11 folks. Those people are dumb. Just like, how are they more popular than us? How are they more popular than us? They just tell the weather and stuff. What's actually happening? There's no sensationalness to it.
Well, tell us more about Isotope then.
She was running to Mothers for Purity. She wanted everybody to be pure. No magic. The magic gave everybody nightmares last year. Terrible nightmares where the nightmares came true and attacked everybody. Is that what you want? Is that what Lockstitch is after? Also, Patagon's making us look bad. Still getting better reviews than us. Constantly. That telethon was a mass success. And you all are gonna clean the sick and see, looking all hoity-toity, thinking you're better than us? Better than us? You guys just got here. Don't worry, you can hit me all day. You can hit me, you can kill my friends. We still got our crew back there, and they're gonna tell the world what you did to us. And Peanut just cracks his knuckles and says, boats explode all the time. Oh, purple nipple.
Yeah. One thing I'll say there, you do love to talk, a good talk, nice talk. I've known a lot of people a lot scarier than you, a lot scarier than the people you were working for, dealing with. This is going to end poorly.
Nah, it's like, I'm ready for it. I accept it. Do it quick. And he squints his eyes closed. And Peanut just looks back and forth at you two. He's just like, we're not, mouths, we're not gonna kill him, right?
Nichol shakes his head.
He's just like, mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a comforting hand on his shoulder and said, who said the bad things involved you dying?
He opens one eye and just gulp, and I think that's where the episode ends. That one went well. Honestly, it went. I knew the game was going to be a riot, but I did not know we were going to be such a riot. Didn't know we were going to burn down the docks. Didn't know it was flammable. I assumed next to water, it wasn't going to be. I was like, haha, I'm going to put it next to water and we're not going to have giant fires. My bad.
You made a propaganda library. What did you expect?
Boats burn all the time.
They just do. It just happens. It's you realize, though, canonically now, boats burn all the time. That's just a thing that happens. Go ahead.
I was gonna say also after all this is over with, Catori drops by wherever Vidra might be, and just drops off a huge sack of clams.
So many clams.
So many. I think Catori kept a small handful, but not a lot, and gave the rest to Vidra. Buy more cameras. This was awesome.
adorable. It's like, but Nichol, you don't have to worry about like your reputation going bad, because nobody's ever gonna see that. You guys got it back just fine. Isolde will be able to get out. Like, she's got her arm and her leg back, but she can get out from underneath all of the debt if Arthur successfully takes 3 terrible flamingos to rob another equally as terrible flamingo.
You know, here's the thing. I'm probably just going to give them, like, busy work jobs. Have, like, hire an actual crew to do the real work. Like, I'll just let them be distractions, you know? I'll let them think they're being useful. It's like when like, you're a little kid and your parents are like, hey, come help me with this arduous task. And then they have you do something seemingly meaningless that's actually pretty meaningless, but it's just something that keeps you busy. That's what we'll do.
Like hold the flashlight?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But make sure that holding the flashlight in an area that isn't actually crucial.
Man, that is hilarious. Vidra just like in a bathtub full of silver clams.
Mm-hmm. I'm keeping that bag.
Just Scrooge McDuck in it. That bag is the same as Catori's bag, and they're basically bags of holding.
Mm-hmm.
They're monster, like, they don't hold an infinite amount of stuff, but they do hold a decent amount of stuff. The Mary Poppins style.
Yep.
Catori's looks like a monster bag. Yours looks like a monster bag, but except for it's silver, and on all of the teeth, there are rings on it. Like each tooth has a ring on, like many, many rings.
They're good for holding snacks.
Ooh. I definitely like the sound of that.
Oh, Lord, you got the gold, the silver thimble gotcha? Cool. Did you, like, Lurid, did you want to roll it in the workshop, or do you want Nika to roll it for you in the Roll20? Just, like, so I get that number out right away. Okay, absolutely. Go ahead and roll it in the roll channel, the resolve roll one, please, and I will look at it. All right. I guess I gotta do a recap for this game, but honestly, I have lost track of what the hell happened. Let's fucking see if I can remember. Okay. So this party was hired to figure out who has been spying. Oh, also, you guys can go into the communication, like the switchboard thing, and find the bug that's been in there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I was doing while the information was being gathered from our friend.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. It was just like a very, like, and here's why nobody detected it. It also was made out of silver. Don't you worry, Akana. I'm trying to think of that one. Like, I've been like scrapping multiple plans for Akana's platinum gotcha. So, you guys were hired to figure out who was like sneaking around the silver thimble. How did they know so much about you? How did they get these pictures? Well, we discovered how it was a News Channel 6, which we all suspected. We totally expected it was going to be Channel 6 because we know they were listening to your comms because they planted a bug. A silver bug, which is why it wasn't detected. Then also, they were taking pictures with a lens where they could take pictures from over a mile away. Like, they don't have to be anywhere near you to take pictures, but don't worry, there's only one of those lenses, and Vidra has it now. We learned that Isolde, Arthur's old fling, is bad at gambling, but addicted to it, turns out, and she lost her arm and her leg. But after some clever... Go ahead.
Most people who are addicted to it are bad at it.
She's like, maybe she's not bad, it's just that she plays so much she has to lose, you know? Like, that's... The odds are always in the... Yeah, the house always wins eventually. So, you guys ran through... Like, you guys went all over the Silver Thimble. Catori and Nichol helped of Pain with his project. Catori, I have to eventually interview Catori now for of Pain's finale, like his final project, like his paper.
Thesis.
Okay.
So that'll be a treat. It's like I'll send you the questions he's going to be asking you.
Fantastic.
Nichol almost got pinned for a whole... Like, Nichol and Catori filmed not a commercial, but basically a commercial, where we learned that if you cheers with a waffle cone, which is also turns out to be a sandwich, if you cheer with a waffle cone, then that is a sacred bond in this world. Well, specifically to the otters. It might not be for anybody else, but if otters see anybody like cheers with a waffle cone, they are just locked in. Then we found a bunch of propaganda around Silver Thimble that was anti-you guys. That was written in corrupted ink. If you write something in the corrupted ink, even if it's a lie, if people read it enough or focus on it enough, it eventually becomes true to them. It doesn't become the truth, but it is true to them. You know what I mean? Like, I think you guys all know.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, and then you guys tracked them down, very successfully pickpocketed them. And by pickpocketed, I mean, let me make sure I got this one straight. Bribed a child to run into them with a bike. Got your one-armed, one-legged friend to help do a bump into him job. Distracted them by asking them if they've seen where Vidra went when Vidra was invisible right behind them, except for her shadow. And then made a barrel of cabbage fish basically explode all over the ground, and then paid for the cabbage fish, making cabbage fish a very lucrative cabbage fisherman, a very lucrative career in the Silver Thimble. Then we found where they were working. They were working for a patron of the Folded City, not patron, a person from the Folded City called Propaganda Maria. Don't worry, we're never going to see her again, as Arthur burnt her alive.
Brutal.
Arthur has blackmail paperwork on and for Krieg in case Krieg ever stops. I hope you choke, Maria. And she did. Arthur has blackmail material on Krieg in case Krieg ever steps out of line, or else Arthur just really wants money. Catori and Nichol discovered all the propaganda on the characters, which was like a whole bunch, poorly written, but they were getting ready to really slander them. And we found out that they were also doing the same thing they're doing to you, but to Chester in the event, in Yoke. I bet if we go to Yoke, there's going to be a bunch of propaganda posters all around that all the leading all the leading members of the guild there are also getting propaganda against them at the same time, as well as all the Warpletingers, especially Aspera and Gus, are getting negative press about them up there as well. And then, like we do, we blew up a boat, which it happens all the time. Took a hostage, gave him a nice purple nurple, and he told you everything that he knew. And then Arthur agreed to rob Elizabeth when she was in the room listening to you. Well, she wasn't in the room, but the person that plays her was. And we got a game of Fiasco coming soon.
Yay.
So yeah, that was today's game. Wonderful job, everybody. Just 10 out of 10, no notes.
Yeah, we had fun. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
You're quite welcome, everybody. Thank you all. Fucking insane. Oh. Did I miss anything? We have another game tomorrow. We have a game tomorrow that is Blueberries, Ento,
Foley and
the Tinker. And if you guys don't know what the Tinker is, don't worry. But if you show up to that game, make sure your smoking jackets are on. It's a very sophisticated one. So don't panic about that. So, and then we have another game on Monday that is Nameless, K, who are the other two? Those are the two.
And Fulpa.
Yes, that is. And then what? Wednesday is the other one that is Seth, Gemini, Vatna, and Isaac. So yeah, they're gonna go visit Isaac in the Mushroom Village.
It'll be a good time.
It'll be a good time. Just tasting things, you know.
Just doing some little samplings.
Little samplings.
Some little snacks.
Little party platter.
Little buffet. Little charcuterie board. It'll be delightful.
It's gonna be a real treat. Thank you all so much for playing tonight, and thank you all for buying cards. I mean, Lurid went ham, but you all bought cards. Everybody that did, and everybody that was here. I love the support regardless of how we get it, even if you're just here. Love it.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you for playing this game. It's weird.
It was fun.
All right,
This game is so silly.
And we will see y'all tomorrow. Bye forever.
Goodbye forever, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Born as a smith, here I forged my new home, protecting the crews amongst destiny's throes. Which is the right path that I value more? My tinkerer's tools or my magical form? In the danger, don't know what comes next, weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Tracker of wolf folk, cursed with a plight, to embrace the darkness or chase the moonlight. Loyalty binds me to all I hold dear. Eager to help, I'll embrace every fear. In the danger, don't know what comes next, weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Bound to ceramic, a ghost of what was. I yearn for the path to break free from my curse, brave in the face of all my hidden a new life. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our faith and finding our home in this world unknown. Trained to be loyal to colony's call, yet torn by desire to be something more. Only in combat these bonds we renew. Together we journey, steadfast and true.